Welcome to Garage Sales Unhinged.
where the characters are as quirky as the finds.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jake.
Join us as we dive into the wild world of garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, and anywhere secondhand sales are happening.
From bizarre bargains to hilarious haggles.
You won't believe the stories we've got lined up.
Let's get unhinged.
So I was like in preparation for, talking with you today, which is always something that is, I do very much prepare for. I did some looking around. I was like, okay, well, I need to have something to bring to the table. So I went online and I searched for garage sale crazy and clicked the news tab,
Jake, I don't want to spoil anything. You and I had the same method.
Yeah. And I came across this article that I wanted to bring to you. The headline, it's like, family was moving out of their house, but a stranger thought they were having a garage sale.
No.
So he tried to buy his furniture off the truck.
I
And I
mean,
click into it, and there's an image of this guy either loading or unloading a refrigerator from a moving truck. And it's not a professional, it's just some homeowner type person. And I'm reading this thing, and it's written really weird. One, it's on an MSN website.
okay.
If you're not familiar with MSN, it's Microsoft Network. And of the pantheon of websites, because I think, Julie, you pointed out there's up to 2 websites out there. But among the websites that are some of the most egregious experiences you can have to navigate, MSN is up there.
What's another one?
BuzzFeed, any of the ones that have just like roving pop-ups and autoplay video ads.
Now that you're talking about it, it makes me think of oh, now I got to go before I actually say this company's name. I got to make sure that their website is not like this.
Let's make sure they're not a sponsor, is what you're saying.
Yeah, right. They're not a sponsor, but they could be for the low price of just a little bit of money.
Fantastic website, the best. More and more people are saying it.
Well, so here's the thing when we were talking about it's just a horrendous website to navigate and to find stuff in. And I was like, ooh, what's IKEA's website like? Their website's a lot easier than their stores.
Oh yeah. Yeah, IKEA rules, man. But you know what I mean? Like a bad website is one that's just like choked with ads.
Yeah.
And it's not one thing for there to be ads, but they're supposed to be in like a set place, but they move with you as you scroll.
Yeah.
And you have the section over here that's this autoplay video that's selling Duracell or something like that. And you scroll past it going, well, let me get that off my screen. I don't want that. I'm here for the articles. And the moment that little autoplay video leaves your browser window, it pops back up further down as a banner or something like that. And it's just awful.
Mm-hmm.
Not really made for people so much as it is made for a business, a business reason.
Okay, but go back to this story. I want to know did the family sell their furniture?
So I'm reading the thing, and it's written really weird, and I'm trying to read it. And honestly, it's kind of incredible. You might read 1 or 2 lines of copy before there's more, the water parts, and there's more ads that get in the way. It's a very perilous journey.
I just imagine you trying to read this on this website. And by the end of it, you're like sweating bullets and going,
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, really. So what this thing is, it's by a writer named Heidi Lazaro. And what Heidi did was just essentially scraped a Reddit thread. It's the kind of story that you would get on Reddit. Somebody goes to, / garage sales or / what the, or something like that. And they air their laundry about this crazy thing that happened to them or that they saw or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was essentially word for word with a few little extra things in there, little narrative breaks. And then the customer thought this. And then there was the rest of the Reddit thing, word for word. That's what it was. And To the author's credit, there's actually a hyperlink that takes you to the Reddit thread. It's not like they were trying to hide it.
Okay.
Seemed really weird. And I wanted to like, well, what else has Heidi written? You can't click on Heidi's name in the byline. It's there. There's a publication date, but you can't find more from Heidi. So, new tab time. New tab.
Is this a conspiracy theory, or is this what we're going down today?
I don't you, look,
Look,
I'll let you be the judge.
listen.
I'll let you be the judge.
Oh man, that is my favorite thing to be.
Yeah. So new tab time. Heidi Lazaro. Look for that. Whole lot
Okay.
of stuff comes up. Whole lot of stuff about Heidi Lazaro. And the vast majority, about 90%, are all MSN articles.
I mean, Heidi's doing a lot of work, right?
Hey, she's a working girl. You got to give it to him, you know? Like, how dare I? But none of these articles, and I looked at several of them, you'd think that if you were publishing content and publishing news, like part of your content management system is like, I need to have the means to connect all these pieces by my reporters together. So that if somebody like me, being a pervert, going, well, who is Heidi Lazaro? I want to click on her name. I should be able to do that.
Yes.
And find, here's all the other stuff that our intrepid Ms. Lazaro has put together for you. But you can't. You can just individually find these articles by Heidi Lazaro. So I wrote on this piece of paper sitting in front of me right now, who is Heidi Lazaro? Did some more looking around. So a few other things besides these slew of MSN articles came up. I will tell you, every one of these MSN articles is much like the one I just read the title of. They're all, this thing was supposed to happen, but then this happened. Every damn one of them. Another example of a gem that Heidi wrote. Grocery store employee refuses elderly customers' demand for home delivery because they no longer offer it, but finally finds a way to help her after she keeps calling and complaining. That's the headline.
I mean, captivating.
Yeah. And what's great too is like clearly like that's something that's clearly written for a certain demographic. And it's not good in that it's the story is kind of like going, look, there's a payoff for your most Karen sensibilities. It actually works. Just stay at it. They owe you better customer service.
How do you spell her name?
Okay, ready? Heidilazaro.
Okay.
Oh, are you looking at it now?
Well, I was trying to find one of her articles on MSN, and if I type in her name with the parentheses around it and then type in MSN, it doesn't bring up anything.
No, just do a general search for Heidi Lazaro news, something like that. But so looking around, so like vast majority, it's all these MSN articles, all by Heidi Lazaro somehow. Other things besides, the MSN stuff, I found a LinkedIn profile for Heidi Lazaro. Heidi Lazaro is either a marketing consultant / professional writer / digital marketing expert who studied at the University of the Philippines, or Heidi Lazaro is a pulmonologist at a hospital in the Philippines.
Can't she be both?
Why can't she?
Yeah, why are you trying to pigeonhole her into just one thing? She can be whatever she wants to be.
She needs to be having 3.2 kids in preserving our culture or whatever the hell that means. So clearly, like it became very clear, okay, there is no Heidi Lazaro.
Right.
The LinkedIn profile has no picture, no posts, not following anybody, not doing anything. It's just a kind of a skin suit persona for what is an AI content farm.
Yes.
And that's what these articles are. You've seen them. Everybody's come across them at some point, never intentionally. no one's actually out for this content, but MSN is among the people that is just churning it out at a insane volume and at an insane rate.
So I'm going to jump ahead, Jake, and say, are you proposing that you and I create an AI farm and start to sell crap?
Absolutely not.
No.
No. God, no.
Okay, I misread where you were going.
Absolutely not.
Are you planning a garage sale, yard sale, or estate sale and need some help? Look no further than Garage Sale Supply. They provide top-notch resources and expert advice to help you host the perfect sale. From pricing tips to promotional strategies, they've got you covered. Visit GarageSaleSupply.com and make your next sale a success.
So it's all clickbait garbage.
Yes.
And MSN, if you'll remember, is deeply invested in OpenAI, and OpenAI is among the companies that bought data from Reddit.
Yeah.
Right. So it's training data. And so that Reddit thread, just more or less like word for word, that's what AI did for you. It's just like, well, okay, it doesn't look like Reddit anymore. It looks like a blog post from a separate site called Twisted Sifter.
I mean, that's pretty clever.
It is pretty clever. I kind of like that.
Yeah. I'm
And
kinda mad
especially
that I
for like
didn't
something
select
like what we're talking about with garage sales and everything like that, you got to dig through and find the good stuff. That's good. They beat us to it. Oh no.
I know. I want that. Give it to me.
But yeah, so the site itself has nothing to do with secondhand. It's like what BuzzFeed is or was. I don't know. I haven't gone to BuzzFeed in I don't know how long, but it's just like, oh, wacky articles, wacky little blog post things that are just scraped from Reddit. And what's weird is that these companies feel an obligation to include a byline. Like,
Like it's real journalism.
right, exactly. And I not to go too far down that, but I think that's kind of the point, is kind of like, yeah, we'll figure out the model that works so that we can pass stuff off as journalism. But so there is no Heidi Lazaro. As far as I know, there might be out in the world, but you got to make a LinkedIn profile or something. Let us know. Let us know you're okay. It got me wondering. We often talk about the difference between mass-produced garbage
Yeah.
and less efficiently produced things that actually have value and utility. That's kind of what struck me about the whole experience of coming across this news story, so to speak, that is anything but. Odds are these Reddit threads aren't real themselves. I mean, people can go on there and go, here's the wacky thing that happened to me, but I don't know that they do. Or if they do, who's to say those are even genuine experiences? But the journey I went on this afternoon, shortly before recording here, was that I mistook something very briefly as genuine and quickly realized, oh no, it's fake. And in fact, there's like a whole battery of these fake things that are exactly like it. Mass-produced garbage. And that's been a theme for our pod a few times. We talk about things that are on the shelves that are new produced today. They're fairly standard. They're cheap. They're made cheaply. They won't last very long, and they're not very valuable. Versus things that you find in a secondhand situation that exist still and are usable still because they're made to be more durable. They're made for people rather than for a P&L report.
So are you saying the Heidi Lazaros of the world is our plastic crap?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm saying AI content is the plastic crap.
I mean, some of it, yes, but I'm going to push back and say not all of it.
Okay, we take it. Go on.
Well,
I'm hoping you have more to say other than nuh-uh, which kind of works today.
I mean, it's my podcast, not I think part of it is like, I mean, I use AI in my work. but I'm not writing articles for MSN. And now that I know how easy it is to get published by MSN, I did, Jake, while you were talking, clearly I wasn't listening, but I did ask my AI platform to give me a fake name because I was writing an article that was going to get published by a national publication and I needed the name to sound professional. Can I give you a couple and then you select the one that you think is
Oh,
appropriate?
okay. So this is me. We're doing kind of like an interview here. Which candidate?
Well, yeah. So let's say that the article is about secondhand garbage, whether it's tangible or intangible. Okay. And I wrote this article, right? But I don't want to have my name associated with it. So I'm going to give you a couple of options that my AI came up with. One of them is Jordan Parker. Another is Victoria Ashford, Christopher Drake, Catherine Morrison.
Catherine Morrison.
Yeah. Any of those you like?
Uh,
Any of those, if you saw them, you're like, yeah, that person knows what they're talking about.
well, Victoria, because that sounded saucy.
I
But
know it does. I like that one a lot.
but I don't think I can make a hiring decision based on that.
But I also think Christopher Drake, what a dumbass. Like, also, any Chris Drakes out there? Yeah, I said it.
Yeah. But no, it made me just wonder, like what we talk about, things produced with like the primary goal of minimizing investment, maximizing revenue, and finding the absolute basement of what you're willing to invest to produce the thing.
Yeah.
Versus things where that's not the case. Like the producer hasn't plummeted to the bottom to find the least effort they can get away with. We talked about that in terms of physical objects.
Yeah. And I think in this world of journalism, if you have, I'm going to say publishers out there, whether it's MSN or anything, what they're looking for, which is the bottom barrel plastic crap of journalism, they're looking for clickbait. Because the more that people click on something, the more those ads show up and the more that someone randomly clicks on an ad and might randomly purchase something. So,
Right.
yeah, like it is. First of all, Jake, stop getting your news from MSN. And then second, of like, so I did the same thing. I went on the interwebs to find okay, what kind of news is out there about the secondhand sales market that we could talk about on the podcast. And if I find one story about it, and this is just, to be completely transparent for our listeners of all three people, I have a degree in journalism. So I'm passionate about telling good stories, but also passionate about having your sources correct. I don't know how to do an appropriate footnote, but I can cite a source, not for a good grade, but I can do it. But it's one of those things. If I see one,
it speaks really well of the school that gave you your journalism degree.
Listen, they just took my money. Talk about bottom of the barrel. Come on, they took my money. But it's one of those things of if I see one news story about this thing, I want to see another news story that has additional content in it of the same time period. And I get it. Somebody might be breaking a story, but if it's actual news, there's going to be other news channels out there that are sharing.
It's a way for you to confirm. Right.
And Reddit is not a news channel. So.
Right.
Even though I do love Reddit, it's not a news channel.
You mentioned something earlier. It's wow, it shows you how easy it is to get published by MSN, but that's the thing. No one's getting published. There's no one there. Right. Years back, MSN let go of many journalists and editors. And in their place, there's this.
Robots from the Philippines.
Well,
That
that's the
all
funny
things
thing
we
too, is
forgot.
why I'd love to like stumble across whatever the naming convention guide is that makes MSN have journalists, quote unquote journalist personae with these names. Because there's another one, Jessica Cha. Like why are we trending this way? It you know, maybe
Have
for the
they
same
ne-
reason that I responded to Victoria, but I don't
I
know.
was gonna say, have they never heard of Victoria Ashford?
Right. Yeah. Like she's clearly not dressed appropriately for the office, and that's okay.
I feel like Victoria Ashford has a constant, like she has a disease or some kind of like ailment that constantly has her little pinky up. Like it's always up. Oh, I have to answer my phone, pinky up. I gotta take a sip of my Diet Coke, pinky up. Like
Eh, A rictus thing that just affects the finger.
I'm brushing my teeth and pinky's up. Like, come on, Victoria Ashford is delicate.
So no, I've wondered between like the I don't know, the flatware you might find at an estate sale versus the flatware you might buy, new from Target or wherever now. The difference is there. One being a clear product of its time and having more durability, more heft, versus the modern thing that probably doesn't have as much of that stuff. And honestly, you're buying the new thing, it's going to cost you quite a bit more than buying the thing at an estate sale. Odds are. I wondered if the same is already true or might prove to be true when it came to media content.
Well, I mean, I think you're comparing apples to bananas. Uh, because here's the thing. We have mass produced stuff in our lives. And there's a time and place to purchase something from a big box store
Mm-hmm.
versus waiting to get something from a secondhand sale.
Totally.
This past weekend is a really good example. I needed new workout shoes because my current workout shoes, my hips were starting to hurt whenever I would work out. And I can't buy secondhand workout shoes and expect them to be at the same support as brand new ones. Now, here's the thing. My used workout shoes are still good shoes. They're just not as supportive to work out. And so again, it's one of those things of that is the time to go and buy new.
Mhm.
For people that maybe they live in a place that they don't have easy access to a lot of garage sales or yard sales or estate sales, big box store, that's the only option that they have to get something sooner rather than later. But to your point, whenever it comes to the news, I think it is one of those things of like I think it's what's the easy thing to absorb versus, okay, I have time and making sure that the source for this story is legitimate and is that thing. And a part of it is time. I think that's the denominator here is how much time do you want to put into this to make sure that you're getting quality?
I,
And
yeah, and then that's where I'm not so sure it is a apples to oranges thing.
I
Uh,
didn't say apples to oranges.
oh yeah, bananas. Sorry.
There you go.
Uh, when you're talking about you wanted the new shoe, but when that shoe is presented to you as being new, but it's not, we're talking about counterfeit stuff. There's a byline here that really shouldn't exist. And so, like, the point being, like, the discourse that's been going on around AI and AI, especially as pertains to news and content and media and things like that, I think there's some common threads maybe between some of the stuff we've discussed about secondhand, about fraud, about counterfeit, and about kind of the economic engines that drive a lot of choices people make, whether as business owners or as consumers, as to where, when, and why they shop for things in different places.
Yeah.
And I wondered whether you and I have talked about, and we've shared a lot of data on this podcast about the secondhand market and the numbers it puts up and the intricacies of the whole thing, the things that drive it the way it does. I wonder if things kind of continue unabated, which I don't think they will. I think that bubble's going to pop and we'll see something happen. But if things did continue in this manner, will you see a similar sort of drive between like the minimum, literally minimum viable product when it comes to content versus something else, something that's actually produced and actually can and should have a byline?
I'm smiling now and I'm thinking, man, I bet I could do an episode with an AI Jake and not you.
You probably could. You probably could.
That Jake is going to be a lot more agreeable with my ideas.
I've listened to stuff where like you've got like the voice recreators, and yeah, they work great. They totally could. You totally could. But then come on, you wouldn't get whatever it is I'm supposed to be able to provide that AI couldn't. The
Yeah,
soul.
like, do you think an AI would say apples to bananas? No, you only get that here with the original person that can't think of things on the fly.
Handcrafted fruit analogies.
Oh, that sounds like a good AI prompt.
So no, it was just a bit of a rabbit hole experience. Um, wanted to share kind of the thoughts that occurred to me as I went down that twisted path, and cast a few aspersions toward MSN and OpenAI and all that stuff. But at the same time, Heidi, if you really are out there, give us a call. Let us know you're doing okay.
In between your patient appointments,
Yes.
let us
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Once everybody's done coughing at you, send us an email. Don't come see us.
Send an email to Victoria Ashford. She'll respond back. Pinkies up. Oh,
All right. That's what I got.
awesome. Thanks, Jake.
Hey, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.